Okay, good to see everyone. It's Coach Tregs here, and it's a Monday, and I'm going to bring you some ultimate fire. I'm really looking forward to this one. So, what I'm going to talk about today is some very, very easy ways that you can increase total daily calorie expenditure with ease, and you're going to love it. I'm excited. I mean, I sound like a broken record a lot of the time telling you guys like how easy this can be if you're just starting off. But today I'm going to give you really even more super easy steps, just giving you a clue there about how to increase your total daily energy expenditure. Now, if you don't know what total daily energy expenditure is, let me just give you a little breakdown again. Your total daily energy expenditure is the calories that you burn, okay, through just being alive, through movement, through exercise, from midnight to midnight. Okay, so from midnight to midnight. Okay, so and how do you get that? I would say wear a fitness tracker. I love my Garmin. You all know that. I've had this on my wrist for 3 years. I could upgrade. I could get something different, but I'm just in love with my Garmin and I don't like change. And the Garmin works for me. So let me just confirm the ways that we burn calories. We have our BMR, our basal metabolic rate. Okay, which is morning everyone, which is the calories you burn on a day-to-day basis just being alive. You throw in NEAT, non-planned, so non-exercise activity thermogenesis, the calories you burn on a day-to-day basis, just moving more. And then you've got something called EAT. When I say EAT to people, they're like, oh yeah, Tregs is telling me to have some food. No, exercise activity thermogenesis. That's the calories you burn on planned exercise, okay? So tonight, I'm going to train with my boot campers because I am my own boss. I can decide, Tregs, should you train with your boot campers tonight? Yes, you can, Tregs. So I'm going to take my kettlebell. I'm going to train my boot campers. That's exercise activity thermogenesis. I'm planning to train with my boot campers during that hour, okay? But any other stuff I do, any other movement is non-planned. Now, lots of people come into my world and I will say to them, how many steps you do? Because we know that steps are the biggest way to increase your overall total daily calorie expenditure for a low intensity buy-in. I've said that before. And I'm going to give you a real life example of a new client that I spoke with last week, and I onboarded him to my inner circle over the weekend. And he's been around my world before. In fact, he's got a great marathon time. He's run a marathon in 3 hours 32, but he's gained some weight, hasn't moved for a couple of years. And one of the things he said to me was, Tregs, I've got a kettlebell, I used to be part of your world, blah. I said, how many steps you doing? And he went, that's the problem. He said, I've listened to some of your stuff on Instagram. If you're not following us on Instagram, follow us over there. And he said, yeah, I think I might be missing a trick. And I went, go on. And he said, I'm doing 3,500 a day. I was like, that kettlebell can remain a doorstop for the next couple of weeks because we are going to get your steps up. And he's like, well, I'm on my arse all day. He said, I'm a copper, but it's all admin. I'm just sat down. I said, look, I'm telling you, we gonna need to get creative with your steps. Morning Lee, good to see you. We're gonna need to get creative with your steps. That is exactly what it is, creative, okay, with your steps, because I will repeat this until the day I die or the day I hand over to one of my sons, hopefully, that you are missing a trick unless you are fucking walking everywhere, okay? And if you got a sedentary job, you're gonna need to get creative. So if you got a sedentary job, this one's for you, okay, guys? So, I found this really cool article online last night because that's what I do, because I love this shit. I love this game. And I was just like, I'm going to talk about that in tomorrow's live. So, listen, okay, here's the first one. This is for people that struggle to get steps, okay? If you really need the guidance, you're really struggling, okay? Schedule your walks. This is number one, okay? This is basic stuff that you just might not consider, but that's why I'm here for you, okay? So if you schedule your walks, you will be committed to them, okay? So psychology studies show, I'm just reading because I got this article, that scheduling the time and date that you intend to, it actually doubles the rate of goal achievement. So just like you would plan to go to the gym, or just like you would plan to do a kettlebell session, or whatever it is, plan in your walks. let me tell you this. Your walks are as important, if not more important, than your current training program, depending on where you are. Okay, depending on where you are. So schedule them in. If you really want me to continue to talk about how good walking is, I will, but I think you know the answer already. All right, if you can up your steps, if I tell you that upping your steps is going to give you like twice as much chance as achieving your goal for a low intensity buy-in, schedule your walks. Okay, this is really, really important. Morning, Dave. Morning, Dave. Good to see everyone. Okay, now, if you think, I'll just give you a real-time example, right? Every Sunday morning, haven't been so much recently because I was doing a couple of half marathons, but me and my missus, we go for a phoneless dog walk. She takes her phone in case there's an emergency, but I'm so connected to you guys and the internet with my work, I've now actually had to get quite strict. I'm going slightly off topic, but you'll understand, right? So I have to have time where I don't want my phone, okay? So any of you guys that follow me will see that I requested somebody advice where I can get an iPod Shuffle for the Cardiff half marathons. Somebody sent me, a client actually, I met someone, an old client in Cardiff, gave me one for free. Thank you very much, Jason. And I ran with that because I just got my 30 or 40 tracks on, no distractions. Bang, done, right? Now when I go to the gym I'm a member at, because I like to go to a gym where I don't know anyone, it's iPod Shuffle. Bang, I don't want my phone, okay? And also when me and my missus go for walks, my phone's getting left behind. So we go for phoneless dog walks, right? Which is coming on to something which is, it's fucking great because it's great for your relationship because you're actually connecting in a crazy world where we're all on the internet all the time. So you can imagine that, like 2.5 hours of conversation with your loved one. You ain't never getting that with a phone around, like seriously. So anyway, we went for a walk yesterday, but I like to track it because I'm a stats man and I'm a linked to Strava. So I tracked my walk as a workout. Now that walk, okay, I'll just go into my pictures because I took a screenshot of it. This is what I love about data. All right, guys, let me just get this up. So that walk, okay, yesterday, which was fun, which was 2.5 hours of great bonding with my missus. And you look, if all jokes aside, I'm not going to all life coach, relationship coach on you because I'm not that guy. All right, I'm the fitness guy, right? But you know, if you got kids and you got family, life's crazy. Life's crazy. I saw something on Instagram the other day. This couple, they were like talking about how they make their relationship work or something like that, and it said we give ourselves 20 minutes a day conversation with no phones. And I was like, that's fucking, what? Is that it? That's easy. But you try that. You try that in the house. There's always phones around. You're always up and you're looking at your phone. So this is why I'm a massive fan of the phone dog walk. So anyway, for 2 hours, 21 minutes, we walked. The sun was out. It was beautiful. We live in the Vale of Glamorgan. We walked down by the sea. Fantastic. We walked. None of this to impress you, by the way. I'm just painting you a picture. I'm not here to impress you. I'm just here to help you, okay? 11.6 kilometers, okay, on a lovely Sunday morning. My average heartbeat was 82 beats per minute. So I'm not breaking a sweat here at all. I'm just loving life. I'm just chilled. We went with a friend, with conversation. It's wonderful. Totally disconnected. 629 calories for a fucking walk. Okay. Now, granted, it was 2 hours and 20 minutes. So you might go, well, you know, surely you could burn 600 calories in a training session. Yeah, you could. You could do that in 45 minutes if you went balls out. I did that an hour, probably a bit more on Saturday morning. But the point is that you're not going to do that every day because you're going to be beaten up. You're going to be injured. You're going to be aching. You're going to be demoralized. Some of you guys ain't even ready to start doing that. Okay. But that was over just a 2.5 hour, a 2 hour, 20 minute time walk. But let's just break it down and say, if you're just trying to get steps across the course of a day. So let's say you get up at 7 a.m. Let's say you go to bed at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. You've got 15 hours, okay, to just keep on moving, as my book would tell you, to just move, okay? So if that 2.5 hour walk burnt 630 calories, imagine if you just made a conscious effort from the time that you get up to the time you go to bed just to move more. Imagine what that would contribute to your total daily energy expenditure. So I want you to start to think about scheduling your walks, okay? Do I not like to hear the nature and sounds around you? I had that all day yesterday, Lee, when I was walking. I know you get out and get after it. It's amazing, okay? So here's another one. And one of my clients, Rob, because I will post all of like my workouts in the inner circle and stuff like that, right? So I will, when I do my gym sessions 2 or 3 times a week, I will post the screenshot of the calorie burn and all that, and he's like, what's this like heat map like if you're doing weights? And I'm like, I'm walking between sets, mate. So this is something you may not have considered, right? When you go to the gym, if you go to a gym or whatever, right, walk around between your sets. This is easy. So like, I do this with my clients. I switched gyms. I was in a smaller gym, but I'm in a bigger place now. It's just moved because it was like a little bit more local to some of my clients and it had more equipment. And when you're a personal trainer, we use something called active recovery. So active recovery is something that I learned 15 years ago. Is when, let's say, a client is working hard or doing sets. In between those sets where they're having a rest period, you want them to try and keep moving so they don't get cold, and we just keep their heart rate at a nice tempo. So let's say I've got somebody doing a push and pull, so they do some, incline chest press, and then they go and do a lat pull down after each set, where they need 90 seconds to 2 minutes recovery. We can chat, but let's not chat on the spot. Let's walk around. So we will take a strategic walk around in between sets. Okay, this is something you could be missing. Okay, walking around in between sets. Now, if you're in a busy gym and it's one of those really busy ones where people will come and hog the equipment, that's your thing to sort out. I can't sort that out for you. I'm just planting a seed. That's all I'm doing. I'm just trying to help you. I'm planting a seed. I will walk around in between all of my sets. And here's another thing. When I go to the gym and I leave my phone in the car and I just got my iPod Shuffle, this is no word of a lie. I am getting so much more done now in the gym when I go, because I'm not constantly checking my phone in between sets. My phone's in the car, I walk around. That's all I'm doing. So if I'm telling you now, next time you go to the gym, have a little think about it. That could add an extra 1,000, 1,500 steps during your gym session. You're just not like checking Instagram in between sets. So that's number 2, right? Let me know if you like this. Okay. Now, number 3, I talk about a lot. When you talk on the phone, go for a walk. So, James Clear talks about this in his book Atomic Habits, where he says, combine 2 things together. Do something that you need to do with something that you want to do. This was a game changer for me. I realized I was kind of doing it anyway, but when I set my step goal, it was like, right, I'm going to create content. I need to create content for you guys. I want to do my steps because it's one of my daily habits that keeps me lean. Or I could reverse that and say, I need to do content. I want to do content for you because I love you guys and I need to do my steps. But I'm combining the 2 together. So a lot of business guys I work with, they say, oh, I'm on calls all day. Go for a walk. If you can get a good service, go for a walk. A lot of my calls I do, not my Zoom calls, but a lot of, like, if I'm just catching up with friends or whatever, I'll do that whilst out walking. Okay? So walk when you talk, okay? Take the stairs instead of the elevator. We all know that. Okay, if you're out and about, little tricks are, you're in a train station or something, just take the stairs rather than the elevator. And here's a great one. Okay, here's a great one. Let's say you're going on holiday this year. I know a lot of you are going on holiday this year. We're looking at holidays as well. We just got to get my missus' passport and the boys' passport sorted. Actually, just reminded myself we've got to take some pictures today. Like, I always say this to clients when they go on holiday, right? Just do me one thing. You don't have to check in with me. You don't have to use MyFitnessPal if you don't want to. But do this for me, right? Just get hydrated every morning. That's not the point of the video. Just get hydrated. But secondly, just try and hit your steps. Try and hit your steps. Like, if you're going on holiday, like, go and visit some places, okay? So, yeah, you might be over consuming your calories, but, I got clients that go away and they're like, oh, mate, I'm shopping. I'm just going to be in the shopping malls. I'm going to be going to museums. I'm going to be going to art galleries. I like to go and check out the local parks. And I'm like, yeah, do your thing. Like, because you might inadvertently all of a sudden be doing double your steps on holiday where you might be eating more. So, when people say, I'm going on a city break, and I'm like, yeah, but you're probably going to be active. Oh, yeah. We'll be on our feet all day. Fantastic. Do you know how good that is? That is awesome. So, how is this working out for you so far, guys? I've got a list here in front of me, but I'm trying to pick the best ones, okay? Because, I talk about this a lot. Again, park in the car a little bit further away from wherever you're going is a great one. This can add a little extra 300-400 steps. my boys, we haven't done it a lot. It's Easter half term now, but at the end of last year, they wanted to start to ride their bikes to school. And we live quite rurally. We've got to navigate some lanes. And I'm like, well, you're not riding on your own. Daddy will come. Daddy will walk with you. Then it starts like Daddy's doing a bit of a jog with them. And then by the time I get home, I've had an extra 1,500, 2,000 steps just for like walking, slight jogging with my kids to school. So there's all these ways that we can get more creative. Okay. If you've got any, post below in the comments what you do to make sure that you're getting more steps, because I'm just going to go through this list here, which I made notes of. Mike says, here we go. I've recently gotten used to breaking up my daily steps into smaller chunks throughout my workday, as I'm in a sedentary desk-based job. 2,500 steps every 2 hours or so to get away from the desk for a while. Leaving the evenings free for a cycle now. This is exactly it. You've got to be thinking about your movement. This is so important. You have to be thinking about your movement. Like, I've got a sedentary day today. I'm on back-to-back calls with online clients like all day until about 4 o'clock. So I'm not going to get much movement. But last night when I went to bed, I'm thinking, right, what's the plan? How do I hit my numbers tomorrow? So my plan is I've got a boot camp at 6:30 p.m. in Landau Fields. I'm going to train with my boot campers. They'll be fine with that. But I'm also going to get there an hour early, and I'm going to get my headphones in, and I'm going to go for a march. I was going to take my son. We were going to have a kickabout, but he's almost 10. He's told me he's having a sleepover at one of his mates. I'm like, oh, cheers, mate. But that's how I hit my steps. You have to think about it. You can't leave this for chance. One of the guys on the call last night, he actually said, like, if he's not careful, he will get to the end of the day and he's got like 5,000-6,000 steps to do. You don't need to be in that position. You don't want to be there, because that's a nightmare. I don't mind if I've got like 800 steps to do at the end of the day, but when you get right to the end of the day and then you've got like 4,000 or 5,000 to do, that's going to be a kicker. All right. And remember, the more sedentary you are throughout the day, the more you're staring at a screen, the more you're going to be like, oh, can't be arsed. It just sucks that life out of you. So you break it up and reframe it. Getting up and going for 2,500 steps probably going to keep you fresh. Like, I cannot even tell you, like, yesterday I woke up and I've been working really hard recently, like creating loads of new content. We've got a 5-day challenge coming up. I'm doing more on my YouTube, and my brain was like, shh, in a good way. But when we went for a walk, I was like, obviously leave the phone. And I said to my missus and our friend, I was like, look, I'm just going to listen. I'm just being really quiet. And I was just unraveling like content I was going to create in my head. And like by the end of the 2.5 hours, I said, I got to say, guys, I know I talk about it anyway, but how fucking amazing is a phoneless dog walk in the sunshine with friends and conversation? I came back and I was like so clear that after my lunch, I was able to just get everything out that was like putting me in a muddle in my head. So reframe it. Like, the fact that you've got to get up and go for a walk isn't the end of the world. It's going to keep you fresh at your laptop. My good friend Naomi says, when I'm in school and have bass lessons, I always make sure there is enough time for me and my students to have a walk around the outside of the school. This is between 500 to 1,000 steps, depending which way we go. Absolutely perfect. And again, just little things like lunch break, go for a walk to work. And understand this, guys. I'm going to have to sign off soon because I've got my calls from 10. If you've got an active job, you are winning. We had one guy join us recently, and he said, Tregs, I'm really struggling with the workouts because when I do a shift, it's tiresome and, I'm just knackered afterwards. And I was like, oh, you do shifts? He's like, yeah. I said, you got a manual job? He's like, yeah. I said, you on your feet? He's like, yeah. How many steps you doing during a shift? 20,000. I'm like, don't even worry about the workouts. You might not like your shifts and all that, but just understand you're getting paid to move. You're essentially getting paid to burn more calories. That's the way we look at it. If you've got an active job, you are absolutely winning. Okay. So before I go, quick fire round. Make a rule to watch movies and TV while on a treadmill. This was in James Clear's Atomic Habits. Watch your favourite movies, watch your favourite shows, if you've got a treadmill or whatever it is, on the treadmill if you've got one. Audible. Listen to Audible. Listen to podcasts whilst you walk. These are what we call habit stacks, okay? And commit to it. Schedule it, commit to it. and keep moving. This is it, guys, all right? So I'm going to sign off now. This will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. Before I go, I am starting a new 5-day challenge. You've probably seen the link. The 5-day challenge is where a lot of my current Inner Circle clients find me, find us what we do. It starts in 2 weeks today. It's totally free to join. It's an education. It's not a training plan. I'm going to break this down for you nice and simple. If you could recommend anyone or you think it's for you, there is a link on this video. Just click the link and we can get you signed up. It's free. At the end of the 5 days, we make you an offer to come and join us in our online coaching program. It's no obligation, but if you take the information for 5 days, I guarantee you'll get a great result. Guys, I'm going to shoot off now, but I appreciate you all. Thanks for listening. Get out there, schedule your walks, up your steps. It's not a chore. This is going to really help you. Have a great day, guys.